Hello everyone, this is Ricardo and I'm still in my asp, the Inquisitive Badger, on my way to Colonia. Now there is a close by system, the Skaudai AM-B space D14-138 system. Now if you fly towards the planet that you can see on the screen and then move up and then to the left, as I've done, you'll see the ancient ruins pop up on your HUD. And then once you do that, fly towards them, they'll turn up in your navigation comms panel. Okay, so here's the big thing about the Guardians. The Guardians mission happened at the beginning, I think, of 2017. And an engineer called Ramtar had a huge community goal around this, where you could earn anything up to about 20 million credits, probably if not more, for the return of Guardian data. Now, we always thought the Guardians were the Thargoids. Well, now we know that isn't true. It's a completely different race. So by returning all that obelisk data and doing it in a certain order, you could then canvass that reward from the engineer or the contact, Ramtar. Now, I'm on approach to the Alien Ruins site. And from the sky, looking downwards, you can get an idea just how big it is. Now you can womble about there in your SRV, picking up ancient artifacts, scanning obelisks, and other ancient probes and things that you may find in the area, and then return them to a nearby spaceport. And we know there's only 172 light years away, for a bit of extra money. Now, as I mentioned, I'm currently on approach, and this system contains the first Guardian ruins discovered in the Scutum-Sagittarii Conflux. To this date, April 3303, these are the only Guardian ruins that have been found outside the area surrounding the Regor sector, where there's hundreds of these ruins located. Now, Guardian history tells of exiles who were banished when religious orders took over their society. The unexpected discovery of the ruins in the Skaudai Sector has led to speculation amongst xenohistorians as to whether these out-of-the-way locations could be the final resting place of these exiles. Now, as I come down to the planet's surface and from the vantage point of the ship using the external camera, you get a good idea of what we're dealing with. They're spread out. It's going to be not taxing to navigate in your SRV, but it's very difficult not to get disorientated, I find. So use of the external camera, I think, is a must when travelling about these sites. Also, the terrain is quite rocky. You are going to incur some damage to the SRV. Now, that's okay. The SRV can be repaired at the station that is only a few light years away. Only a couple of jumps. Pay important attention to the monoliths that rise up from the ground. They've got a jewel or a crystal inside them. If you shoot the outside and scan it, you can collect that alien artifact and trade it back at the spaceports. The lines of monoliths contain an obelisk, as you can see there, glowing, that can be scanned for additional data, and this can eventually be traded with engineers. It does take up, however, an awful lot of data space on your ship, so don't make the mistake like what I did of having a virtually full data cache and then going to do this mission. Once you're in the alien settlement, if you dispel your ship and send it away, and then when you bring it back, you are going to have to move around about 2,000 clicks away from the settlement before you can bring the ship back in. Though what I've found is that once you've got that ship, you can land it virtually right back in the middle of this Guardian compound. Now, this system itself contains 3 ancient sites, all of them located on the same moon, and 2 of them next to each other. Now, I have put the coordinates and the moon on the screen, but you can pick them up quite easily if you've got a discovery scanner and you've scanned the star and you follow some of the instructions in this video. They are really easy to find. Although pretty much all the same, it has to be said. There's not an awful lot of variety. This one I thought, though, however, did have an awful lot of these tall monoliths with the jewel or crystal in the top of them. That was good, because you're able then to fill up the hold of your ship with these artifacts and then trade them back at the local starbase. That starbase being 72 light years away, and it being the Sacagawea spaceport. So the collecting of artifacts, remember you can only hold 2 in your SRV. It's very easy to get carried away when picking up these things, especially when you start shooting the jewels off the tall erupting structures that come out of the ground. And if you haven't done any Guardian missions before, or you're on the PlayStation, or haven't even bothered with that community goal, or it just passed you by, it's worthwhile doing. You don't know where this data is going to lead you. What with the Thargoids turning up, this Guardian technology no doubt must play a part, or they wouldn't have put it in the game. Well, that's my opinion anyway. I mean, I'm sure people in the community are going to disagree, and this is the internet, so everyone will disagree with somebody. So as you can see, you can pick up and scoop up urns and relics and orbs and caskets. But very important, if you've got the data space, make sure you scan those alien monoliths for additional historic data. Now I happen to park my ship right next to an erupted monolith, and as you can see on the screen, there's the jewel at the top. Now you can scan that, and that's perfectly fine. But like anything in a computer game, let's try and shoot it. And once you do shoot it, it falls to the ground. You can then select it, and then scoop it up with the old cargo scoop. So these monoliths are located all over the place. So keep an eye out for them, and they'll just erupt out of the ground. Now the eruption is quite good. I did manage to catch one actually happening, because as I say, it happened right behind the ship. And here it is. Nice bit of dust, bit of eruption sounds as well coming from the game. And there's your ancient relic, complete with jewel or data crystal at the top of it. Now driving around the landscape, you've got a good backdrop on the sky because of where we are. We're in the conflux. Now whereas other areas of Guardian sites, those more closer to the bubble, where it first was discovered back when Ramtar did his community goal, obviously you'd have a different sky, different part of the galaxy. So I've been Ricardo, it's been Elite Dangerous, and thanks for watching the Guardian site expedition in the Skaudai area on my way to Colonia. Look out for more videos in the series.